specifically the Hinger approach to rolling on timpani. Now, it's not very different so much from other approaches or other techniques of rolling on timpani, but this one is probably the best and most widely used, mainly because it gets a really consistent sound. The technique relies a lot on rotating your wrist rather than using your fingers or your arm to get out the notes. So it's going to be a little different and feel a little different than any other form of percussion playing you've done. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do, you're going to get your arms and your hands and you're just going to make like this, like you're praying. It's a very typical prayer stance with your elbows out and your palms together and your hands just straight up. Then you're just going to rotate them like this. It's very important to feel that wrist rotation because that's what you're going to be using for the technique. Alright, now all you're going to do is separate them without moving your arms and your hands at all. Kind of rotate your wrists a little bit. And you're just going to put your mallets in your hands like so. Now it's very important to note that your hands are just really, really relaxed when you're holding the mallets. Your thumb should be right across from your first finger, but otherwise there really shouldn't be much holding onto the mallets. If you've played snare drum before, it'll be easy to transition. All you have to do is just turn your hands over. So we're going to begin slow, very important. We need to look for the stick rebounding all the way up to the top every single time. And we're going to make sure that we're just letting go with our fingers and just moving with the rebound of the stick. If we don't do that, then we're going to end up forcing each note, and that's the complete opposite of what we're trying to do. Okay, now we can add both hands. We still got to make sure we're just rotating with our wrist and we're letting each stick rebound on its own. Then from here, we're just going to get faster and faster until we get that full body roll sound we're looking for. So obviously, it's going to take more than just a couple minutes working on this technique to really get it down. Really, you're going to have some devoted time every day in front of a mirror, in a practice room, just grinding hard at it. But eventually, you'll get a really nice, consistent timpani roll, and you'll be able to apply it in pretty much any situation, in the symphony, in the band, in solo work. Doesn't really matter. Well, I'm glad we got to spend this time together. Hope you learned something, and